Welcome to Habitrackr, a channel centered on the habit of tracking and evaluating popular claims to determine what's truth or tale. Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into the often murky waters of YouTube growth advice. Just like building good habits can transform our lives, navigating the world of YouTube growth requires us to identify and adopt effective strategies while letting go of misleading information. There's so much advice out there for beginners. It can feel like trying to build a new habit with a dozen conflicting guides. I know this firsthand because even after consistently uploading videos, reaching those bigger YouTube goals still feels like a pretty daunting task. It's a bit like trying to navigate the online world filled with misleading information, isn't it? What seems like a clear path to success might just disappear as you get closer. My aim here isn't to claim I have all the answers. I'm right there with you on this journey of learning and growth. Instead, I want to share what I've learned through research and observation, helping us all approach this with a more informed perspective, just like we approach building better habits. All right, let's play a little truth or tale. Here's the first statement. When you're starting out on YouTube with a small channel, it's better to immediately lock yourself into one specific niche to avoid confusion. Based on my own journey and what I've learned, I'd say this is more of a tale. While having a clear focus is important for long-term growth, the early days of a small YouTube channel can actually be a valuable time for experimentation. Think of it like trying out different hobbies to see what you truly enjoy and what you're good at. I've been exploring various content areas, from basic habits and frugality to animals and nature quizzes, even some inspirational content. This wasn't because I was scattered, but because I was trying to find that sweet spot, the intersection between what I'm passionate about creating and what my audience finds interesting and valuable. But it's not just about the topic itself. It's also about experimenting with your style of presenting, the length of your videos, your posting schedule, and ultimately, what you genuinely enjoy creating. Being small in the beginning gives you the freedom to try different directions across all these areas without the pressure of a large established audience that might expect a very specific type of content. It's an opportunity to test the waters, see what resonates across the board, and ultimately discover your unique voice and where you best fit within the vast landscape of YouTube. This process of experimentation, tweaking different elements to find that place where your passion meets purpose, is a crucial part of the journey for many creators. So while the focus is key down the line, don't be afraid to experiment a bit when you're starting out. It might just help you find the perfect path for your channel. Here's the next statement. You need to keep your video unlisted or scheduled for 24 hours before making it public to give the algorithm time to figure out what it's about. Well, based on my research, this is a tale. While scheduling can be a great strategy for releasing videos at optimal times, the idea that the algorithm needs a full 24 hours to learn about your video while it's unlisted doesn't seem to be the primary reason for this practice. Think of it like preparing a new video before you present it to the world. The time spent unlisted or scheduled is more for you to ensure everything is perfect: your thumbnail, title, and description. YouTube's algorithm is actually quite efficient and can analyze and index your video's content relatively quickly after it's uploaded. The key factors it looks at right away are your video metadata, like title, description, tags, and the initial audience engagement once it goes live. Channels like Creator Insider often share insights on this, and the focus is usually on the quality of your video's information and the initial audience reaction. Next up, you must show your face on camera to have a successful YouTube channel. This one is more of a tale. While it's true that showing your face can help build a more personal connection with your audience more quickly, there are many faceless channels on YouTube that perform exceptionally well. Think about the vast and diverse world of YouTube. You have highly visible channels, but you also have countless thriving channels with different formats. Similarly on YouTube, channels focusing on animation, like In a Nutshell, immersive gaming commentary over gameplay footage, high-quality educational content with compelling visuals, or even purely music-based channels, all prove that you absolutely can build a successful and engaging presence without ever showing your face. While being faceless might present some unique challenges in terms of initial connection, the key is still creating compelling, valuable content that resonates with your target audience, regardless of whether they see your face or not. This is great news for introverts, right? Our next statement is, making everything vague and clickbaity in your titles and thumbnails will get you more views and help you grow. This one is a definite tale, and it's a tactic that can actually hurt your channel in the long run. You will likely get more clicks initially, but if your titles and thumbnails are misleading, viewers will click off quickly, harming your audience retention and trust. Beyond just losing viewers in the short term, consistently using misleading clickbait can damage your channel's reputation. Viewers will learn not to trust your content, and this can lead to lower engagement on future videos as well. Building a loyal and engaged audience based on genuine content is far more sustainable than relying on tricks to get clicks. Channels and creators like H3H3 Productions have often discussed the negative impact of excessive and misleading clickbait on the platform and viewer experience. Honesty and clarity tend to build a more loyal audience. Have you ever felt betrayed by a clickbait title or thumbnail? For me, it completely erodes trust, and I usually won't watch that channel again. What about you? Let's move on to our next one. Being aware of trending topics and understanding what your potential viewers are searching for can significantly impact your YouTube growth. This is more of a truth, with a slight but important nuance. It's not necessarily about blindly jumping on every fleeting trend, but it's absolutely true that creating content that resonates with what people are actually interested in is fundamental to growth. Think of it like a strategy that lacks a strong foundation. It might show initial quick gains but won't last. While passion for the topic is essential, if our content only caters to our own personal interests and doesn't connect with a broader audience, it will be very challenging to gain views, no matter how great our video quality is. It's about finding that intersection where our passion meets what others are searching for, engaging with, and finding valuable. So while constantly chasing viral trends might not be the best long-term strategy for building a dedicated audience, understanding what matters to people and creating content around those interests is definitely a key truth for YouTube growth. It's about finding a niche and creating content that ideal viewers will find relevant and want to watch. And finally, our last truth or tale for today. You'll probably never make any real money on YouTube with AdSense. Based on the current YouTube landscape, this is more of a truth for most beginners. The odds are simply not in our favor. While not impossible, significant AdSense earnings are improbable for new channels due to high thresholds. Reaching the eligibility milestones can take a significant amount of time and effort. And even then, the income generated from ads can be quite modest, especially with the sheer volume of content and competition on the platform. The reality is that even earning a small amount of money through YouTube AdSense is unlikely for most, with estimates suggesting only 1 to 5% of creators achieve this. While we still need to try, it's wise to be realistic and actively explore other monetization avenues like affiliate marketing, product sales, or sponsorships, which can offer more immediate opportunities. While AdSense is a common goal, we should focus on creating valuable content and building a community. We need to consider AdSense as just one potential income stream in our library of content and be open to various ways to support our channel. Oh, and here's a bonus that might surprise you. The name you give your video file when you upload is completely irrelevant to the YouTube algorithm. It turns out that while the name you give your video file is not the most critical factor, it's a small step you can take to provide an initial signal to the YouTube algorithm about your video's content. It's always a good idea to use descriptive keywords in your file name before uploading, but make sure your video title, description, and tags are well optimized, as those have a much greater impact. I hope this has helped you shed some light on what might be more fact than fiction when it comes to growing your channel. And just like forming any good habit, building a successful YouTube channel takes time, consistency, and a willingness to learn and adapt. I'm sharing this not as someone who has all the answers, but as a fellow traveler on this sometimes challenging path of building good habits for our channels. The best path for your channel will likely be unique to you and your content. Keep researching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep being consistent with your uploads and engaging with your audience. That's the positive habit that will ultimately make the difference. Remember, it's not just about the metrics or even potential income. Being on YouTube offers some incredible benefits that act like positive habits in themselves. The act of regularly creating and uploading videos builds a habit of consistency. You're constantly learning new skills like editing, scripting, SEO, and understanding your audience. It provides a platform to share your passions, knowledge, or creativity with the world. And beyond channel growth, you experience personal growth, becoming more confident, articulate, and resilient. So while the focus on channel growth and monetization is understandable, let's not forget these valuable habits that YouTube helps us cultivate. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly appreciate you being here. Which of these truths or tales surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more insights on building good habits in all areas of life. Until next time, stay curious.